Imagine a world made of nothing but ink and paper. Here lives Tom, a simple guy with an empty plate and a huge appetite for success. Tom knows there's something better out there, but he's starting with absolutely nothing. His stomach is growling for opportunity, and he's decided today is the day he finds it. He finds himself standing before a desk so grand it makes him feel smaller than a pencil sketch. Behind that desk sits the banker, a man of rules, sharp ties, and very clear spectacles. The banker doesn't deal in gold or paper cash. He deals in something much more invisible. Tom holds up his empty plate, hoping for a handout to get his dreams moving. But the banker doesn't reach for a bag of money. He reaches into a secret drawer. Instead of cash, he produces a shiny, mysterious rectangular card. He calls it the chicken card. It represents the power of 100 grilled chickens. Tom reaches for it, thinking his hunger is finally about to be satisfied. He clutches the card, feeling like the richest stickman in the paper world. But the banker stops him. He explains that this card isn't just about the food. There is a clock ticking, and every move Tom makes with this card is being watched. He points to a meter in the distance. Right now, Tom has no reputation. He's in the red. The banker explains that this card is a measure of something called honor. In our world, we have a different name for this honor. It's called a credit score. It's a shield that protects your future, but only if you know how to carry it. Tom realizes that every drumstick he takes from this card is a test of his word. He's standing at a crossroads. Is this a gift, or is it a trap for the unwary? The banker will be watching every transaction, checking every single detail. Tom's entire reputation is now balanced on the edge of this plastic card. The word credit comes from credere, which means to trust, and trust is hard to build. He sits back and realizes the weight of what he's holding. It's more than just a meal. There's a world of opportunity waiting, but only if he plays by the banker's rules. The banker signals that the lesson is over. It's time for Tom to step into the real world. Tom takes his card and begins the walk towards his very first shop. He's no longer just a hungry stickman. He's a man with a mission and a score to protect. The banker watches from his tower, wondering if Tom will be a success or a statistic. This is where the journey begins. Welcome to the world of the chicken card. Let's see how Tom handles the heat.
Tom decides it's time to use his power. He slides his chicken card into the world, ready for a feast. He doesn't hold back. He orders 90 chickens, nearly his entire limit, and carries them home like a champion. He eats every single one. In his mind, he's living the dream, proving he can handle a big business. He checks his calendar. The bill isn't due for weeks, so he takes his time to enjoy the victory. Being a responsible stickman, Tom gathers his money and prepares to pay the banker back in full. He drops the payment into the slot long before the deadline. He thinks, I'm the perfect customer. He stands in the spotlight, waiting for the banker to give him a gold star and a higher score. But high above, in a tower of silence, the banker is playing a different game. He pulls out his long telescope. He isn't interested in when Tom pays. He's interested in what Tom has. He points his lens toward Tom's house on a very specific day, a day Tom didn't know about. This is the statement date, and on this day, the banker sees Tom's plate piled high with 90 chickens. The banker doesn't see the payment Tom made later. He only sees a guy who looks desperate and over-leveraged. Tom checks his mail, expecting a reward. Instead, he finds a notice saying his score has dropped. He's confused. He feels like he followed every rule in the book, yet he's being punished. He starts to realize that the financial world has a secret clock that doesn't tick like his own. A ghostly truth begins to haunt him. The statement date is the banker's secret snapshot. Tom tries to argue with the logic, but in the world of paper and ink, the snapshot is the only reality. He looks at the timeline of his life and sees the gap where he went wrong. There are 2 dates, one for you to pay and one for the banker to judge, and they are not the same. The banker's camera clicks at the worst possible moment. catching Tom with a full plate. This is the invisible penalty. You can be a hero on the due date and a villain on the snapshot date. The banker pins Tom's full plate to the wall. To the world, Tom looks like he's in over his head. Tom tries to erase the image, but the banker's memory is written in permanent ink. He feels defeated. Doing the right thing at the wrong time has cost him his reputation. The banker looks down through his magnifying glass. He isn't being mean, he's just following the math. But suddenly, a light goes on. Tom realizes he doesn't need to change what he does, just when he does it. He realizes he needs to manage the view the banker has of his plate. If the banker is going to take a photo, Tom needs to make sure that photo looks clean. The meter is low for now, but Tom finally understands the mechanics of the game. The invisible penalty has been revealed. Now, it's time for Tom to turn the tables.
Tom is terrified. After the invisible penalty, he decides that the best way to handle this power is to avoid it entirely. He treats his new chicken card like it is a bomb that will detonate if he uses it or even looks at it the wrong way. He sits at his table. His plate is empty. The card stays in his pocket. He thinks, I can't get penalized if I don't use it. Time stands still. The clock of the financial world is ticking, but Tom is refusing to dance. He stands outside the very same chicken shop, but he refuses to open the door. He tells himself he is safe. Instead of using the card for a grand vision, he leaves a single crumpled dollar bill next to it. It's a sad tribute to opportunity. He looks in the mirror. He's proud of his safe decision. He thinks he's a responsible hero for being cautious. He walks over to the giant meter, expecting it to be in the green, but the needle is still in the red. It's broken. Back in his tower, the banker is absolutely bored. There is no mystery to solve with Tom anymore. He looks at Tom's ledger page. It's entirely blank. In the world of finance, blank is not good. Tom runs to the desk, showing his empty plate as proof of his caution. He screams, I didn't take a single chicken. The banker doesn't smile. He just drops a large, heavy zero onto the desk. Caution isn't enough. Tom realizes he is trapped behind a wall of his own creation, the zero trap. He is surrounded by paperwork, but there is no information on it. There is nothing to grade. To the banker, Tom has become a ghost, a phantom with potential, but no action. If you never use the card, the banker cannot trust that you know how to use the card. Tom has become a statue. The financial world isn't about avoidance, it's about management. The banker throws Tom's no-activity report in the trash. Tom realizes he is trying to build a reputation with invisible materials. He looks like a fool. He chose the safe path, but that path led straight into the zero trap spikes. Total avoidance is a dead end. He stands before a wall of impossibility, but he sees a tiny crack of light. There is still a chance. The Zero Chicken Card Manual reveals a simple truth. Activity is mandatory for trust. The banker has a train that is crashing on a track made of zeros. It's a closed loop that goes nowhere. Tom is stuck in a hole shaped like a giant zero. Total caution is a pit, not a pedestal. He sits at the edge of the pit and realizes he doesn't need 90 chickens. He just needs one leg. The banker turns his telescope around. By avoiding all risk, Tom has become tiny and impossible to see. Tom finally gets it. The light bulb flickers on. A controlled action is the key. He is not walking to the shop to feast. He is walking to the shop to build a history. The banker watches him through the blue tie window. He sees a stickman who is finally growing up. Tom stands at the entrance of the shop. His foot is on the threshold. He is no longer afraid. The zero trap is broken. Tom has learned that you cannot win by refusing to play the game.
Tom has a new idea. He thinks he's found a loophole in the banker's game. He starts a high-speed intake. He taps his card over and over. He buys a chicken, pays it back instantly, and then does it again. Beep, beep, beep. He's on a financial hamster wheel. He's moving so fast that he feels like a CEO of the entire world. He's juggling his limit. Even though he only has 100 chickens, he's trying to make them act like 300. He's pouring resources into a funnel, trying to create a massive flow of activity that can't be stopped. Suddenly, he has a mountain of chickens. He feels like a hero. He thinks he's winning the score game by sheer force. Back at the desk, the banker's monitor is going crazy. The lines are jagged and chaotic. Something is wrong. The banker's hand hovers over the red button. He doesn't like chaos. He likes stability and predictability. Tom is caught in the credit cycle. He's spinning so fast that he's starting to lose sight of the ground. He's handing chickens out and snatching them back instantly. To Tom, it's clever. To the banker, it's suspicious. The banker's calculator is literally smoking. The math doesn't add up for a normal stickman's life. Tom is walking a tightrope. He thinks he's a performer, but the line is starting to snap under the pressure. The banker is watching through the glass of suspicion. He sees a stickman who is trying too hard to look busy. Tom tries to hide the extra activity under a rug, but the truth is too big to stay hidden. The alarms start to sound. The banker puts on his glasses. The party is over. Tom is caught in a web of his own making. He's stuck in the very lines he tried to manipulate. The banker slams down the locked stamp. The movement stops. The game is frozen. Tom looks at his chicken card. It's now behind iron bars. His access to the world has been cut off. He sits in the corner, realizing he was being clever instead of trustworthy. Speed was his enemy. The banker follows the crumbs of the high-speed cycle. He sees the trail Tom left behind. Tom tries to fix the damage, but his card is on fire. He's learned that too much friction creates a burn. A safe of consequences falls from the sky. It's a heavy lesson in limits. He tries to force his way back in with a chicken bone, but the old tricks don't work anymore. The banker is waiting. He isn't angry. He's just waiting for Tom to stop spinning. Tom stands in the middle of a paper storm. He realizes he can't control everything with speed. He sees a new door labeled Truth. It's the exit from the cycle of overactivity. He goes to the blackboard and erases speed. He replaces it with patience. A new strategy is forming. The banker offers him a glass of water. It's time to calm down and listen to the final secret. The meter is yellow. It's a warning, but also a chance to start fresh with a steady hand. Tom steps onto the bridge again. This time, he isn't running. He's walking with purpose.
Tom has found his peace. He is no longer running, and he is no longer hiding. He is ready to master the game. The banker approaches with a final gift, the golden key to the mystery of the chicken card. Tom focuses on the one date that matters, the statement date. He marks it on his calendar like a holiday. He has 100 chickens available, but he knows he doesn't need to show off. He pushes the excess away. He keeps exactly 5 chickens on his plate. This is the magic number, the 5% rule. The banker looks through his telescope. He sees the 5 chickens and smiles behind his spectacles. Tom times his move perfectly. 3 days before the banker takes his snapshot, the plate is prepared. The results are in. Tom receives the summary protocol, the highest grade a stickman can earn. His score begins to climb, not in a chaotic jagged line, but in a steady, beautiful upward curve. The banker cleans his glasses. For the first time, he sees Tom not as a customer, but as a partner. Tom has learned the art of balance. He uses his resources, but he never lets them control him. The world of finance is no longer a scary forest. To Tom, it's a garden he knows how to walk through. The banker rewards Tom's discipline with the ultimate trophy of trust. The golden chicken is his. His card begins to glow. It's no longer just plastic. It's a key to any door he wants to open. The paper world cheers. Tom has shown that anyone can build a reputation with the right knowledge. A firm handshake seals the deal. The banker and Tom are now on the same team. Tom writes the final lesson on the board. In the world of credit, sometimes less really is more. He relaxes, finally enjoying the wealth of knowledge he has gained on this long journey. The meter hits the solid green zone. It's a perfect score, a reflection of a perfect strategy. He shares his 5% plate with the banker. It's a small amount, but it's the taste of true success. The monitors reflect a bright future. Every arrow is pointing towards Tom's next big adventure. He's built a life of stability, where even the smallest members of his world feel safe. The banker points towards the horizon. Tom's little shop is about to become a grand empire. Tom looks back at his old empty plate. It's a reminder of where he started and how far he's come.
The bridge is solid now. It's a path built on trust, timing, and a very smart stickman. The chicken card spins into the future, a symbol of honor that Tom will carry forever. They celebrate a journey well traveled. No more traps, no more penalties, just progress. Tom waves goodbye to us. He's done his part. Now he's passing the card to you. The ink begins to fade, but the lesson stays. Reputation is the only currency that never loses value. This has been the secret of the chicken card. Go out there and make your own score legendary.